Ready for part 2 with the fast-rising, viral basketball trick shot sensation.
Mike Sorenson.
What?
No, Jabber, it's Sorenson.
Guys, relax. It's Sorenson. I surrender. Take this crayon. Go color a wall or something. All right, where was I? Are you prepared? Lace 'em up, because this is gonna be an epic one. This former Cedar Falls B-Team basketball bench warmer absolutely slam-dunked the sports trivia segment, which is kind of surprising. I guess that concussion he got in music class did not affect his memory. Mike idolized Dale Murphy as a kid, so much so that he painted a picture of him and then, of course, eventually got him to autograph it. When it comes to Christian movies, Mike has a whole list of his favorites, and I bet he has some autographs to go with them too. Lucky guy. Mike says the number one problem we face today is communication. Can you hear me now? But the best thing we've got going for us is that most people still want to do good for others. Yeah, I got your back, man. Hey, nice job on the wall coloring there, kiddo. Here, I'll take that crayon. You want to introduce the host for me?
That silly host. Bye-bye, see ya.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What is up? Welcome back for part 2 with none other than my man, Mike Sorenson. If you missed part 1, go back and listen to it. It was great. Don't ever start on part 2. Go back and listen to part 1. Part 2 will be so much better. Get to know Mike a little bit. It was really good. We talked basketball trick shots, what he's known for. I mean, you don't get 100,000 followers on TikTok. You don't amass that kind of a following unless you're putting out some pretty cool content, and he does that. So we talked about that. We talked about his impressive collection of autographs. He's got a lot of people that I look up to and admire. He's got some cool ones. He's got some presidents, some athletes, celebrities, but you want to find out which ones are the most near and dear to his heart. It's probably not the ones you think. If his house was on fire, which ones is he grabbing? I asked him that question in part 1. You got to go back and hear his answer. It was very good, very good. This week, though, we're going to get into his segments. We're going to have some fun, but we're also going to get a little serious at the end. So to my audience, before we get into all that, if you haven't already, you know the drill. Please be sure to subscribe, follow, like, wherever you're listening or watching. As Mike's already been gesturing to the camera, I gave him instructions. He knows. Play up the camera. That's why we do video.
Gotta do it.
Leave us a 5-star rating if you can. Even if you think we're worth less, just while you're in there, just hit the 5 stars. It helps me out. Follow our Instagram and our Facebook for more reels, pictures, giveaways. I know I said no more ice bath videos, but it seems like they're popping up more and more. But this time I got in before. You didn't see me with my shirt off this time. I was actually in it, underwater, so I saved you guys. Share with all your friends on your social media, and then show off your impeccable taste by sporting some of our merch. Guys, you get this stuff at cost. We don't make any money off of it. We just want it for advertising. Let me know what you want. whatisuppodcast@gmail.com. We'll hook you up. Once you've done all that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the fastest growing, best new podcast on the market. I'm biased, of course, but in my opinion, that's what we are. Welcome back, Mike. Ready to get into your segments there, buddy?
You bet. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. You chose some good ones. Doug Heffernan segment. This is, I knew you'd pick this one. Doug Heffernan segment. Doug Heffernan, King of Queens. He had the high school glory days, and you just tend to live off of those, and they get bigger and more glorious the older we get. Give us a story from your old high school glory days.
All right. So I did mention before that I was a B-team basketball starter.
Yes.
Okay.
In Cedar Falls, right?
In Cedar Falls.
Big city.
So maybe at a smaller school, maybe I could have been A-team. I don't know.
You would have started.
No. I knew exactly who was better than me, and it was just about everyone. So fast forward 2 more years, I'm a sophomore. I'm probably one of the worst guys on the team, and we're at a game. And I won't mention my teammate's name because I don't want to embarrass him. But we're down. I think we're down 20 at halftime.
Okay.
And it's usually 30 points when Sorenson finally gets in the game. So it's like, I know. And so my buddy comes up to me and goes, "Hey, I'm going to go over to the concession stand. You want something?" I said, "No, we're in a game right now.
What?
No, I am not going to get in trouble for this." He goes, "I get some popcorn or something." So it's like, okay, whatever, da-da-da. And so we're down 25 now. My buddy comes back, and he's sitting there eating his popcorn.
No way.
And I'm going, this is insane. And finally, we're down 30. Okay, coaches gets up, looks down the bench, sees my buddy eating popcorn. Nope, you're not playing. Sorenson, get in there.
Wow.
Yes. I'll take that. It's like, no, I chose wisely. Did I want some popcorn? Probably. But I'm a rule follower. I'm going to be someone. No, I might get in this game.
What an idiot.
And he didn't. And the thing about it was, everyone in the gym saw him. It's
I can't even imagine what would cause a kid to do that.
And
not think of the repercussions.
And so years later, I found my buddy on Facebook, and I said, hey, I've been telling this story for years. I'm pretty sure it was you. He goes, oh, yeah, it was me. Mom and Dad saw me the whole time. I got in trouble for doing that. I said, well, you probably should have. Yeah, you probably should have.
Wow.
So, yes,
Guys, take notes. No, when you're out for sports, you're on a team, you don't hit the concessions during the game. That's kind of legendary. I
just wanted to play, and I knew, and I don't know, it might have been for a minute, 30, whatever it was. Hey, I got to play more than my other buddy who didn't choose wisely. It's like, come on.
Okay, that is not. I never thought I'd hear that story. That's for sure. Okay, let's keep the sports theme going.
Okay.
You picked sports trivia.
All right.
And so usually I ask people, like I emailed you. I said, okay, what's your niche? What's your wheelhouse when it comes to sports? You got like a certain era? You like a certain sport? All that. So we're going with just classic baseball trivia.
All right, we'll go baseball. All right.
And I'll throw out the super, super easy ones and the super, super hard ones. I'll give you ones that I think are pretty good. Who holds the record for most home runs in a single Major League Baseball season?
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds. You know the number?
73.
73. Got it. Nailed it. Okay. Let's see. Which player has the most career hits in MLB history?
Pete Rose.
You know that number? That's a little bigger than 73.
43. Is it 43?
42.
42-56.
There you go.
Sorry. Yep.
Flipped
it. The hit king.
Okay.
Not in the Hall of Fame. Not in the Hall of Fame.
Nope. You think it's going to happen posthumously now?
It's probably going to be,
Yeah. I listen to Dan Patrick every day, so every so often they'll talk about it and what they think, and he thinks it'd kind of be a slap in the face now. You know what I mean? Because he was pushing for it so hard. Now that he's dead, you're going to give it to him.
And I don't like but they do that.
They do
a lot.
Yep.
It's just like, no, give it at least the family something while he's alive,
sure,
or anyone, because they've done it for other people.
Yep.
After they've passed away.
That's right. Let's see. Who was the first major leaguer to reach 500 home runs?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Look at this guy. He hasn't missed one yet.
I didn't know if it was a trick question. It's like, it's too easy.
That's an easy one. Okay. Which MLB team has the most World Series titles?
The dreaded Yankees.
This guy's on fire. Do you have any idea how many?
Is it 29?
27.
27.
27 at the time of this article, I guess. I didn't date it, but let's see. This one might be a little tougher. Which pitcher threw the only perfect game in World Series history?
Oh, I do know this. I have his autograph too.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. I got to think of who it is. I'm drawing a blank. Sorry.
You want to think? I'll come back to it.
Give me a first name, or give me initials.
First initial is D. Last initial is L.
Don Larson.
My bad. There you go. You got it.
Struggled.
You got it. Okay, let's see. Oh, this was a good one. I like this one. What is the oldest active MLB ballpark? It's not what I thought it was.
Oldest active. I want to say the Cubs.
That's what I said.
But that's not it.
That's not it.
Okay. Fenway? Okay.
Fenway. First game played in 1912.
Wow.
Home of the old Red Sox. Okay, let's see if we got another one in here that I liked. Those were some good ones. Man, you're killing it. Okay, let's move into a different little genre right here. So this is more player accomplishment and records.
Okay.
Who's the youngest player to hit 500 home runs?
Oh, man. Youngest.
Yep. Who did it, the fastest?
Right.
This guy had it done by age 32. Yankee or Ranger, then a Yankee.
Oh, A-Rod.
A-Rod. Which player has won the most MVP awards?
Ooh, Bonds.
Bonds.
Seven.
It's 7. Yeah. 2 different ball players there. You got
Yes.
the early ball player.
And even early Bonds was good.
Very
He was
good.
very good.
Just a different. He wasn't the slugger. He wasn't the. You know what I mean? He could do it. He was so much more athletic.
He did it all. He
Yeah.
could steal. When he started hitting home runs, he wasn't stealing as much.
Yep, that was a different phase of his career
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, which pitcher has the most career no-hitters?
Nolan Ryan. He's got 7.
He's got 7.
No
You got
Cy
him.
Youngs. No Cy Youngs.
How is that possible?
He was on a lot of bad teams.
Yeah, I get that, but my goodness, the more I see stuff pop up on social media about Nolan Ryan, and they just throw stats out there.
But he's got the most no-hitters, 1-hitters, 2-hitters, and 3-hitters of all time.
Oh, yep. That's one of the things I saw.
But then he'd also, he'd strike you out, but he'd also walk, 4 guys in that inning. I mean, he was not always.
But his
accurate.
velocity
He was
too.
throwing
How did he
hard.
throw so hard for so long when nowadays
Right.
everyone's burnt out? If they make it to the bigs, they've thrown so hard for so long that they got 1 year and then they're going under the knife.
Which, and now you got pitch count and all that kind of good stuff. If you make it 5 innings now, it's a quality start
Okay.
in Major League. It's not. No, everyone back in the day, guys were pitching all 9 innings, all 10 innings. Didn't matter. Now it's like,
All right. Who stole the most? Who's got the career stolen bases record?
Ricky Anderson.
Yeah, just passed away, right?
Yep.
Man, let's see. Who's hit the most grand slams in MLB history?
Ooh. Was it Gehrig? Gehrig had
Nope.
it. Someone broke it, though. Someone broke his record.
Another Yankee.
It wasn't Mantle. Or was it Mantle?
No, it's our era.
Yankee. I don't know
So,
this one.
It's A-Rod again.
A-Rod again.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yep. I'll give you one easy one
Okay.
and then one hard one. Oh, no, that's kind of good. Maybe more than that. All right. Which MLB team broke the curse of the Bambino in 2004?
The Red Sox.
Red Sox. That's right. What year was the designated hitter rule introduced?
Ooh.
If you can get close to it. Because I've obviously grown up with it my entire life. I didn't know baseball without it.
Ron Bloomberg was the very first DH, but I can't tell you what year. 64.
73.
73. All right.
All right. How about this one? Now, this one, I don't know how anyone would know this one, but who hit the longest home run ever recorded?
Mantle.
No, close.
He had like almost a 600 yard. Yeah, 600 feet one.
They got Ruth on this one, 575.
Okay.
Come on. I don't know.
That's crushed.
You're telling me somebody today hasn't hit one farther, or I don't know, whatever.
I thought they said Bryce Harper hit like a 510 in high school.
Okay.
And they showed it
wow.
out in the desert where it actually landed.
Yeah.
I guess.
Babe Ruth back then,
Wow.
I don't know. Come on. Were the guys drunk that were holding the tape
I
measure?
never know. Hey, let's add a couple more miles on this one.
Okay, that's good. We'll
Yeah,
we'll
I like
stop
that.
there.
Yep.
Man, yeah, you crushed it. That was
Not bad.
I hung you up on maybe one or two, just a little bit, but no, you did really good. Okay, you also chose this or that. So let's get into.
Ooh, let's go this one.
Let me
Yeah,
load
this will be
these
good.
up. These are fun. I put them on the same page as Gen Z slang. You you probably know a lot of that. Being in the public school system,
I
you
try
hear it
not
all the
to.
time.
I try not to.
All right, I'll try and mix these up a little bit. I got some newer ones, some older ones. Let's go music or podcasts. What do you like to listen when you're driving 8 hours to Indiana?
It might be kind of half and half, maybe.
Okay.
I'd
Okay.
say if I had to pick, probably music if it was a short drive.
Okay.
Just to get my tunes to pump me up.
Sure.
Something.
Sure. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Summer or winter?
Definitely summer.
Rural or city?
Ooh, city.
Cook at home or go out?
I can't cook. My wife cooks. But
Okay.
I like to take her out though. That's
There you
always
go.
nice. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles every time.
All right. Let's see. Rain or snow?
Rain. Anything but snow.
Oh, man. See, I didn't grow up with snow, so I still love it. Let's see here. Fiction or nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Dark.
All right. Coke or Pepsi?
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, there you go. All right. There we go. If you're going out, are you and the missus going to a movie or are you going to dinner?
Probably a dinner.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Neither.
So I get
I've
people
never had
say
either
neither.
one. Never had either one. Never.
Never had coffee
Never.
or tea?
Not really. Nope.
So it's pretty much Dr. Pepper and water?
Dr. Pepper, milk, water, yeah. Lemonade.
Are you kidding me? Did you get this guy? No, sometimes I like
I'm
to have
totally
hand
normal. Yeah,
gestures in
totally
the
normal.
picture. Okay, let's keep going
All
here. Movie or book?
Book.
Sweet or salty?
Ooh. Salty.
Host or be a guest?
Guessed.
Don't got to clean
That's
up that
easier.
way.
That's easier. Yeah, I can leave.
Okay, now you've traveled a lot. If you haven't ate at both of these places, you don't got to answer. But
Okay.
Cracker Barrel or Waffle House?
Waffle House.
All right, like the
Waffle
short
House.
order?
Yep.
Nice. I love them both. Love them both. Chicken or beef?
Chicken.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
This one is controversial.
Okay.
This one will tell me what kind of a man you really are.
Uh-oh.
When it comes to toilet paper and paper towels on the roll, is it over the top or is it hanging out the back and on the bottom?
I just put it on, and then I'm told which way. I don't know which way it's supposed to go, but I just put it on.
If you choose,
I can use either way. It doesn't matter.
Now you got to pick a
okay,
side.
I'm gonna go under because that way I can rip. It's easy to rip
Oh
if
my
it's
gosh,
under.
Mike.
I'm calling it right now. Yep.
Oh.
Under.
That's kind of the argument my
Under.
wife gives. It does help to tear.
That's what
because
I'm
if it's
saying.
over the top, then you kind of got to hold it.
You got to work at it. I don't want to work.
But if
I don't
it's
wanna
over the
think.
top,
I don't want to think about it.
I get it. You want your mind clear when you're grabbing the toilet paper. But my goodness, it's obviously supposed to. When you go to a hotel, haven't you ever seen how they fold it nice and neat and it's laying over the top? You want to be able to grab it right there. You don't want to have to reach behind because sometimes it doesn't hang out the bottom.
Right.
Sometimes it's up.
You gotta
And
open
so
it. Yep.
I can't understand these people. Like, those are our divisive issues today in this world. It's abortion, it's politics, it's religion, and toilet paper. In that order.
I can go either way though. Whatever it's said, I'm good. It doesn't matter.
Good. Oh, we have fun with that one. Every guest has a different take. I love the ones
That's a
that
good
side
question.
with
That's
me.
a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, that
I
is.
should have sided with you.
That is real life with real people right there. How do you put your toilet paper on, right? There's you two side together. That's fine.
All right, perfect.
Okay, let's do the getting to know you segment. We're moving along quite well here.
All right.
This is going to be a little more, kind of like this or that, I guess, kind of rapid fire, but you can give a little explanation on some of these.
Okay.
You chose some good ones here. Favorite sports teams or athletes?
Okay, so growing up, when we moved to Cedar Falls, we got cable for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, I'm going to be a baseball fan. I'm 8 years old. I want to watch my team all the time. So we had WGN, the Cubs,
Yep.
WOR, the Mets, and TBS, the Braves. All three of them in 1980 were horrible.
Oh, yeah.
They were all three bad. But I picked the Atlanta Braves because they had the powder blue jerseys. Loved it.
I see the Los Angeles Chargers bring that back. And then I even saw the Texans wore the Oilers uniforms once this year. And it's like, what is up? That
It's
powder
different, yeah.
blue, that powder
love the
blue.
powder
It just
blue.
doesn't fit today. But yeah, it's retro. WGN, I'm with you though. I watched Cubs game as a kid all summer because I was so lazy I didn't go outside. WGN played like every Cubs game. But back then we're talking early 90s, Sandberg, Grace, Dawson.
they
I
were good.
enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
that was fun.
Man, that was good times.
And now you can't watch those games anymore, it seems like.
Yeah.
TBS, I can't watch any Braves games anymore, so it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you could be like a Seattle Mariners fan if you could never watch
Yeah,
them
how?
play.
How? I don't know. All right, childhood idol. Even though I'm on record saying idols are bad, you want to look up to somebody, look up to mom and dad, like Jim and Dale said. I'm on that.
I'm
But
good with that.
sometimes as a kid, we look up to somebody. Who is that?
So I looked up to Dale Murphy, who played for the Atlanta Braves, and I didn't know at the time. I just thought he was a good ball player. But they also said he was a good person,
Awesome.
very religious, went through donated a lot of money to kids in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, and I met him one time. And here's my story with Dale Murphy. So, once again, not a good athlete. Worst artist. Okay, I can't draw to save my life. In 8th grade, I painted a painting of Dale Murphy. It was the only A- that my teacher ever gave me. It's like, I still have it. So I met Dale Murphy, and I brought the painting to get autographed, and he goes, "This is really good." And it's like, and you can see, I mean, if you look really closely, I have one leg is longer than the other one.
Yeah.
One foot sticks out at a different angle, whatever. And he autographed it beautifully. I still have it. He goes, "Could you make another one for me?" I said, "No, I'm horrible. This is a one of a kind."
That was a one of one, Mr. Murphy.
This is good stuff. But he did like that. So that's my one.
Oh,
big
you got to
story.
send me a picture of that, so I can
do that,
so I can
yes.
put that one in right here. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, hidden talent or something most people don't know about you.
Well, with the whole thing with the trick shots, I do juggle. I've been juggling since I was 10 years old. My aunt Carol gave me a book, Juggling for the Klutz. And the neat thing about it is it comes with these bags, and instead of like juggling with tennis balls, if you try to learn how to juggle with tennis balls, the balls are going to fly all over, and you're going to get frustrated because you have to go rebound and go get it.
Yeah.
And so just like bean bags, they just drop, and then you just pick them up. And so during COVID, I would go with my mask on and everything, I'd go to the grocery store, and I would juggle things, pineapples, or I would pick out 3 big containers of coffee. And this was my only thing that I ever had to spend money on. I actually dropped one of the coffee ones. And of course, it was the biggest one. And I don't drink coffee, so it was like, but I think my wife did it, so it's like, that was my one big thing. It's like, God dang it.
Yeah,
I been able to.
Dude, kudos to you for doing that, because that was a weird time, and people weren't able to socialize as much. So for you just doing something fun for people to laugh at or enjoy.
I was bored out of my mind.
Oh, you did it for you.
I was doing it for me, but then people would watch me, and it's like, okay, cool, I'll just do it.
Awesome.
Something to keep busy, I guess.
I like that. Okay. One thing you did this past year.
Well, during my trick shots, I got my 100th gym, and that was my goal, is to get to 100 gyms. And that was over Turkey Valley, so that was a big milestone, triple digits. So that was beyond crazy.
Cool. It's a good achievement there. All right. In your opinion, number one problem we face today?
Communication.
I
think when everyone's on their phones, and I've seen it happen where someone's sitting right next to someone else and they're texting each other.
Yeah.
It's like they don't talk.
Yeah.
I mean, the eye contact's not there. It's tough.
Yeah. No, you nailed it with that one. That's a big one for sure.
I mean, I'll go to baseball games and people are on their phones. They're not watching the game. And first of all, I'm worried about a ball hitting them. Okay. Or they're just, why are they there if they're not going to watch the game?
Yeah.
I don't get at that.
I've had, one of my kids has done things before where like they got off social media for a certain amount of time.
Sure.
And then so I just started looking into it, and I just try and pay attention to things when people say, I put my phone down for a weekend. What were the results? How did you feel? And the stuff is resoundingly positive. We do need a little bit less of that.
Right.
A little bit more of face-to-face. Actually use your phone as a phone. Maybe make a phone call sometime.
Do people do that anymore?
I don't. I honestly
crazy.
think there are kids growing up today who didn't even know that they could do that. Because I've heard if you do this to a kid, they have no idea what that meant.
I believe that.
They think that's a gang sign or something.
It could be.
No, it's not. This means phone call, or I talked to him on the phone.
I think what's funny is when I look at my screen time counts when I'm recording my trick shots.
Oh,
so even though I'm not really
scrolling,
I'm not on my phone, I'm not touching it at all, it still adds up. So it looks like, man, I'm on my phone all the time, and I'm really not.
Man, that was actually one segment. Some kids out at the Wapsie High School, they had a podcast, Talk of the Tribe podcast, and they had a segment called Screen Time, and it was just honest, right then and there. Pull it up. What was your screen time yesterday? That's pretty interesting.
Crazy.
Okay, so that's number one problem. we face. How about number one thing we got going for us today?
I still think, and maybe I'm naive, but I still think that we all have each other's back.
Okay.
I mean, if you have a problem, someone's going to help you.
We all still want to do good.
We also want to do good. I mean, we're going to have, each other's back. We're going to do something for someone and not expect something out of it.
Sure.
I'm not going to help you and say, don't pay me. I mean,
no, I know what you mean.
It's one of those deals where no, we still have to help other people.
Why do you think that is? Because I got an opinion on that. Why do you think that is?
I just think that there's so much good in everyone that we've got to spread that out. Everyone's got to be able to help someone, and it doesn't have to be
doesn't have to be huge,
right? You're moving, so hey, I'll carry some boxes for you, or whatever it's going to be.
Yep.
Okay, or you need someone to, house sit or dog sit or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do something like that. Okay, we could all do something.
Oh no, I agree. I think we do that because God wired us that way.
Yep.
B, you do it, the feeling you get is good.
Yeah.
And then I go back to my first one. Well, God wired us that way. It feels good to do good.
It's a rush.
I like
that too. Yep.
You're telling me sitting on our couches, and which I love my relaxation time.
Yep.
What compares to the feeling of knowing you just helped somebody out, or you just did something completely selflessly? You know what I mean? Right. Sacrificially. We're wired to have a dopamine response to that. That's better than anything we'll see on social media. Better than anything we can do. Like, God just made us that way. It feels good to do good, so do good.
Because I'll have a buddy, he'll call me, hey, what are you doing right now? Nothing. I need someone to help me carry something.
Sure.
I'm there. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Deal.
Yeah.
If it's something I can do, I'll do it.
I've got a few friends like that. Shout out like Scott Shemp. I swear, Kent Summerlot. Guys that I can just call if I need help. We put an addition on the back of our house last summer.
Okay.
And everyone knows you got like 90 days to return stuff to Menards.
Yeah.
Well, it was over $100 worth of stuff we didn't use.
Sure.
And I could not get to town. It was impossible for me to get to town. So I call up a buddy and he goes, yeah,
I'll do it.
I'll do it. Just do it. I love people like that just have that servant mindset. If I can help you out in any way, I'm gonna.
Right.
We should all have that. That's awesome. Okay. Favorite Christmas movie. I'm glad you picked this one. Let's go. Let's hear it. You notice I got a couple movie posters right there.
Do we have? No.
No, those are the only two I got.
A Christmas Story is my favorite.
Yes!
My favorite. And no one picks that one. No one does.
And it's on 24 hours a day, Christmas Eve to Christmas Day.
Love it. I actually met Peter Billingsley in the last couple months. He was down in Cedar Rapids.
No way.
And we watched the movie. He was telling us all kinds of things about, behind the scenes.
Oh, I think I read about that event.
And it's like, this is really cool. I mean,
I read about that event and I thought, how cool. I remember thinking, you got to be really cool to go to that. And here you went to that.
I did.
Look at you.
I did.
Oh, man. Yeah, it doesn't get much better.
He signed a poster for me, so I thought that was kind of cool. So it's like, all right.
That guy, I swear. Good deal. Okay. Favorite Christian movie. Christian movies have really come a long way since, I liked the Ten Commandments. That was the biggest one back in the day. But then, the ones that come out early 2000s, just low budget, kind of cheesy, whatever. They're getting to the point where they're really good nowadays. What's at the top of your list?
I actually have 3 sports movies that are religious ones.
Okay.
Facing the Giants is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I'm not a huge football fan.
No.
But I love the message in that movie.
The Kendrick brothers kicked it off.
They're awesome.
That started the whole increasing production of Christian film, for sure.
And I've written to Alex a lot because, whenever there's a DVD, I'll get that signed. He's a good guy
He is.
Go through. And he acts in all of them, too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite one of his.
Awesome.
He has a track one called Overcomer.
Yep, we own that.
Which is a neat one.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those things where, this girl has to win the 800, but she has to get faster, but she also has to make the opponent get slower, which as a track coach, I'm thinking, I got to watch this because I got to figure out how do you do that?
Yeah.
I understand the whole getting quicker, but how do you slow? And it was just a phenomenal
movie. And she's got like asthma or she's got a condition, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that was a good one. That was a good one.
And then I have a cross country one, Remember the Goal. And it's not with the Kendrick brothers, but it is a religion one, and it's really good because throughout the whole movie they're talking about why we need to practice and how God actually is in your life, even though you don't know if he's right there or not.
Sure.
But it's like it's another good
Remember
message.
the goal.
Remember the goal.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
That was a good one.
Good ones. We just watched one the other night because it's on Netflix now.
Okay.
I had heard about. I always hear about them, as they're working on them and stuff. Just different sites that I follow and stuff, and they'll let me know, hey, this one's in the works. It was called The Forge, and it's got some of the same characters that have been in some of the other ones, and it actually crosses over characters with the one called War Room.
Oh.
Some of the same characters cross over, and it's really cool because it comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
But that one, The Forge, is you think of metal being shaped and all that stuff, and that's all the movie's about. Young black kid in the inner city heading down the wrong road. Mom's struggling to put her foot down, and just some good men step in and try and mold and shape this guy. And total, I believe it's on Netflix or Prime right now. So everybody listening, go watch The Forge. Very good, very positive message. You got young people in your life, go watch that. Try and build into them for sure. Let's see. Last one for the Getting to Know You segment is one we teased at the end of your part one, most embarrassing moment.
All right, here we go.
Let's hear it.
Once again, I will go back to B team starter in basketball, okay? As an athlete or mediocre player, was never injured.
Okay.
Did not get. I had shin splints my sophomore year in basketball. Not a big deal. I got hurt more in music class than I ever did in sports. So here's my story. I'm a freshman, and we're singing whatever we're singing, and either I was really good or I was really short because I was in the front row. Okay, awesome. And we're singing, and it was in May. It was super hot, and evidently they tell you don't lock your knees, or you'll pass out.
Yep.
Well, so I wake up, and it would have been awesome had I not hit anything, but I hit the piano.
Yep.
So concussion, singing. I'm just saying. It's like, But back then there was no protocol or anything. I mean, there's blood. Everyone's laughing. They thought I was joking around. It's like, no, I don't know where I am at right now. So I got hurt more singing. So I retired from singing because I was getting too much. No, it's like I couldn't do it. So it's like, yep.
Wow.
So maybe I could have been a good singer. I don't know, but
the talent left you that day.
The path did not go that way.
Wow. Somebody get this kid some pads for music class, would you? Put a helmet on.
It was not good.
Oh, that would, man, it's funny laughing about it now.
Yeah.
But picturing a young kid, it's hard for them to recover from embarrassing moments sometimes, You got to laugh it off, act like it doesn't bother you.
It's like, yep, no big deal.
Oh, man. Some of the, yeah.
But no one really made fun of me, which was awesome.
Well, they shouldn't if they saw blood.
Well,
I mean, if it was just a fall.
They knew I wasn't faking it, but
yeah.
Still.
So if it's just a fall, they're probably going to eat you alive. But blood equals sympathy, usually. But
I was
if
out.
Kids have
I was
a heart.
dead to the world. It's like, no, this is not good. I should not be singing.
Mike 0, piano 1.
Yes.
Oh, I've been to a wedding where somebody locked their knees and they went down.
Done. Yep.
Shout out Justin Hines. You remember it. Justin and Sheila Hines were at their wedding, and he goes down, and what does the best man do? Looks down and laughs. Looks down and laughs at him.
Yeah. What do you do? They're
It's
already down.
funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, but okay. All right, let's move on to the What Is Up segment. You chose Caitlin Clark and her impact on women's basketball and just kind of an all-encompassing topic like that. So, yeah, definitely run with that one. I got my opinion and how it impacted me.
Right. So I'll go back. Like I said, I still do. I still go around to different gyms, and I do highlight videos of players I want to see and all that kind of good stuff. So Caitlin Clark, I'm the only person in the world, and you can go on YouTube and check it out. Caitlin Clark scores 60 points. She scored 60 points in one game, 13 3-pointers, state record. 61 is the all-time state record. She had 60. Mm-hmm. That night, I saw her do things I'd never seen a guy do. I mean, this was step back three. I mean, it was just insane.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was the girl guarding her was another girl who was going to the University of Iowa.
Okay.
So it was another D1 athlete. It wasn't like me guarding her.
Sure.
Because she probably would have scored 30 points every quarter against me. But
Who was the other girl?
Megan Meyer.
Okay.
So she was at Mason City, and some of these scores I see, they win like 114-9, and the girl scores 50 points.
Mm-hmm.
The final score was 92-78. So, I mean, it was at least a close battle
Yeah.
that she needed all 60 of the points because her team was not really good.
Yeah.
But she was really good.
Wow.
So I knew in high school that she was the real deal.
Sure.
She was the best I've ever seen. So I knew that she was going to at least turn heads. Did I know that she was going to be as big as she was now? No. But I knew that I'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
And it was just phenomenal. And it's like, yeah, I'll drive down to Dowling and watch her play. And it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
It was just insane.
Yeah, we watched. They had some documentary come out about her, and we watched that. And there was information, stories that they would tell about she had to play with the boys,
Yes.
Pretty early.
Growing up,
I mean, it just wasn't competitive playing against the girls and stuff like that. But we started watching, obviously, her junior year. Once she caught on and everyone started tuning in, I was like, oh my goodness, And my kids always give me a hard time because I said, like, this Iowa girls team has everything. Like, Clark is amazing, but I just called her the big girl, Sonano or whatever. I was like, they have everything. She can move. She's agile. Caitlin Clark is unstoppable. They had a couple other good perimeter players. I was like, they could be national champs this year. Like, this is going to be awesome. And so my whole family got swept up in the whole thing, and the tournament was awesome. And I had never watched girls basketball. Never for a minute for anything. And then, that whole junior year, it comes down to the whole rivalry with her and Angel Reed. And that controversy, whether it's really there or not. Like, I get the taunting at the end. She was taunting her a little bit, but Caitlin can handle it. She sometimes does her own stuff.
I was going to say, she's not a saint out there.
Yes.
Either. She's going after
Yes,
her.
and I never heard Caitlin buy into any of that.
No.
Like whatever she goes, I dish it out, I'll take it kind of thing, and I really like that. But the rivalry seemed to stir something up, and so then you get into her senior year, and that's when I would say I watched more than ever. And there were games I saw her take shots and make shots, and I had that opinion you had when you saw her in high school.
Crazy.
It was like that. There's no way that should go in.
No.
Steph Curry doesn't make that. Like,
right.
This is unreal what I'm seeing. And
I mean, you can't just pick her up. You got to pick her up way early because she's shooting from the logo.
From the logo.
And no one shoots from the logo.
No.
Except maybe Steph.
Well, yeah.
I'm going just like, no.
It's insane. It's insane. And then so she gets to the pros, and I understand some people say, oh, should she have been on the Olympic team? Should she not? It seemed like she had a better second half of the season. Obviously, she's going to be burnt out by mid-season first year.
She needed a break.
Holy cow. That people don't realize, like, you realize she rolled right into her professional career as soon as her college career ended. Like, yeah, that was probably good for her because in her second half of the season, definitely picked up. But then people got, and call it what you want. Do they want to keep that rivalry going? Do they want to stir up something? Like, I get how things work. It's still a television show. They want it to be. The talent alone that she has is good enough for you to tune in. You don't need the extra stuff. But I saw people posting stuff about the WNBA and different things. And I remember when the WNBA came out and the product it was. And it's kind of like watching, minor league of something else of a men's sport. And I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble or anything. This is just my opinions. But I saw a post at one point, and I want to get your take on it because it said, finally... Because obviously the contract size for like Caitlin Clark was gigantic or whatever. And they say, finally, WNBA is getting, the women in the WNBA are going to start getting paid what they're worth. And I thought, okay, sometimes we have to actually, like, it feels good to say something like that. Like, okay, they're going to start making money. I understand that. But when you look at the numbers, the WNBA has been in the red every year.
Correct.
Okay. So it's not, and it's no fault of their own. It's just the product. Okay, is it profitable or not? It hasn't been profitable. So somebody had the smarts to go out and say, no, actually, they have been getting they have been getting fair wages. Yeah. if you or me own a business and we're in the red, like our employees are in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, do we keep paying them? Do we
got
give them
problems
raises?
then.
We
got
don't
big-time
give them
problems.
raises.
No.
So I think a better statement that person should have said was, finally people are starting to come and watch WNBA basketball. Then revenue picks up. Then contracts can increase. And it's just like that. Somebody can make a statement that feels good, but it just wasn't accurate at all because they were getting paid. If they were possibly getting paid more than they deserve, if they've been in the red, and the NBA has to cover all the
That's what I was going to say. The NBA
shortfalls
is trying to get all that money in there. Well,
to keep it going.
that's backing you.
Right.
You still need more than
Yeah,
that.
without that, from what I read, without the NBA, the WNBA would have went under a long time ago.
Easily. Yes,
Okay.
Correct.
So, and it's just kind of a reminder to people, just because it feels good to say it, or it's a good, platitude or talking point, that doesn't mean it's accurate or it's true. The truer statement would have been she's bringing more eyes to the sport. Revenue is going to go, and that's I believe that's true. I think we'll see how the numbers play out and all that. But it was definitely a banner year for the WNBA for sure. And I hate to say that because we're team sport guys, but she's a one of one. She brings something to the table that we'll probably we've never seen before, maybe never see again.
And I think there was a lot of jealousy between her or between the older WNBA players, and all of a sudden this rookie is going to show up, and all of a sudden now we're flying first class, private jets.
Yeah.
And well, we didn't do that when we came into the league and stuff like that, but I think they're trying to figure out, it's like, well, she might be the meal ticket. I mean, she's going to help all the teams because wherever she plays, people are going to go watch her.
Yeah, no matter what city.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So even if you're not an Indiana Fever fan, you want to go see her
You're going to go
play.
see her.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You're going to have to pay to see her, though. That's the biggest thing. You're going to pay big bucks to go see her.
But now you've seen her because some of the pictures you sent me that I'm going to include in this episode was you and your daughters taking pictures with her and stuff like that. Have you actually had conversation with her?
So, yeah, I hung out with her in high school. I took my daughter to a couple Iowa games.
Okay.
So we've seen her there. But I have not been to a WNBA game with her.
Okay.
So I have not seen her play.
So after she sees this episode and she tells, whatever management that they need to get you in for the trick shot at halftime, that'll work. That's how
we could have a shooting contest or something.
How does yeah.
Yep.
You backwards.
Caitlin won.
You
zero.
backwards from the free throw line.
Sure.
Her from the logo. That
might be almost. No,
See?
it still wouldn't be fair.
No, it wouldn't.
Nope.
It wouldn't. What? We got a little bit of time left. How did she strike you as a person? A lot of people, they say, and me and Jim and Dale were talking about that. Like Dale said, he idolized Mickey Mantle, and then as you grow up, you realize what kind of trouble he had in his life, what kind of person he was, and that goes back to that. Charles Barkley said it. We're not role models.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so the old adage is don't meet your childhood idol because they're going to let you down. And that's kind of how I close out every episode. Every single human being on this planet, mom, dad, the best people in the world, they're capable of letting you down. Yes. They're not perfect. That's just our nature. We're not. There was this one guy though. So if you've met her and talked to her, how does she was she seem to be willing to, does she seem down to earth? Does she seem, happy to take pictures with the kids or stuff,
I think
give me some insight.
I think it's with every celebrity. I would say if it was me, it would get old.
Oh yeah.
It would get old real fast because she can't go anywhere without someone recognizing her.
Nope.
And I mean, I'm guessing, and I'm the person that's I want to get your autograph. But then if it was me, it's no, let me just eat.
Yes.
Let me go watch this movie. Let me go shopping or whatever it is. I don't want to, but she has to be on 24/7. Wherever she is, someone's going to recognize her. Even if she's got incognito or sunglasses on or whatever, someone's going to know that she's it.
We never put ourselves in their shoes. You actually have to force yourself to do that. Right. How would you like that?
Yeah.
Man.
So I think about that. Yeah. I want to get all these autographs, but yet I would be probably the opposite. It's no, I would sign some. I mean, obviously, and I love what she does is she'll sign for kids.
Okay.
And when I saw her at UNI, she didn't sign for my daughter and I, but she signed for a ton of other kids, and I'm good with that. I will never say anything bad about you just because I didn't get an autograph.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Good.
Okay, I want to get an autograph, but that's a bonus. If I don't think you're a bad person if you didn't sign an autograph for it. But she spent hours signing for kids.
Man.
And that's awesome because that made those kids' day.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I would if I was that kid, it's like, oh man, this is the best day of my life.
Yeah.
I would love this.
Yeah. That goes back to part 1 when you said Michael Jordan said no at the hotel. He was setting boundaries.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't stop and think about that, but my goodness, they're human beings too. At some point, they got to say no. They got to live their lives. There's a time and a place for everything. We can't just get bent out of shape because they turned us down. They got to set boundaries. I remember somebody at work was telling me when the box of cereal came out with her on there, a guy at work was telling me about it. And, like stores were limiting, you know, how much you could buy or whatever, and this and that. And he even showed me a picture. He got one of it's a trophy case, you know, like you'd put a football in, but it's meant for a cereal box, for a Wheaties box. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? And I left work thinking, this guy, that day, my wife shows me, I get home from work.
Yep.
She shows me a Facebook post from Dollar Fresh and Olwine. And it's like a shopping cart filled with this Caitlin Clark cereal. And it said, while supplies last, limit 1 per customer.
Load up. Yep.
And I went, here I'm making fun of my coworker.
You're getting one.
And then it was like an hour later, I'm heading to Olwine, posting it on my Snapchat. Oh, I guess I got one of them. Wow. The effect some people can have on us, I swear. But, oh, that's good stuff.
We need a cereal. That'd be good. Everyone needs a cereal.
And we didn't eat it. It's up in the pantry. Like it's going to be worth $1 million.
They say it's supposed to be worth more if you don't open it up.
Right. There's certain things that little, is it in the shot? I think it is barely in the shot. There's a Fast and the Furious model car. It's, you probably can't see
I
what you're
can't see
seeing.
it. Nope.
But I mean, that movie's how old now? And it's like,
Right.
I never took it out. I didn't set it on anything. The same thing with the UFC. I don't know. Some of this stuff ain't going to be worth
That's
nothing.
what they also say, like Star Wars figures. You know.
Oh, well, yeah.
They would say buy 2, play with 1, but then keep 1 because it's going to be worth $1 million someday.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Maybe not a million.
I don't know, but whatever.
That's why you like watching Pawn Stars, and these guys go in there with this or that, and they just say, oh, it's vintage. He goes, yeah, I know it's vintage, but I got to do this and that to the other thing, and it is kind of a little nicked up. And and here, this thing you thought that was worth $500,000, they're like, I'll give you $2,000 for it. Yeah. It's like,
because I have to make money off of it too, so we both have to kind of win. But
yeah, put your value on things that are important, guys.
Exactly.
I guess that's what we're trying to get to. The rest of it, the autographs, the collectible, it's for fun. It's for fun. That's good. All right, Mike, I gotta thank you for coming on, man. This was a lot of fun. Some good discussion.
Fun. I love this. This is great.
You did great. I'm sure, without a doubt, between part 1 and part 2, that you definitely encouraged our audience today, entertained them, made them laugh, lightened things up.
I hope so.
Shared some good stuff. And that's my goal with this thing. That's one of the reasons I invited you on. I figured you'd fit right in with it. Encourage people, have some discussion, get people thinking, get people talking a little bit. So to my audience, have you caught yourself looking around and maybe sometimes things aren't always as light as they were here today, and you just kind of look at things and like, man, what is up with that? Like what? Like Mike said, with our phones, my goodness. Communication, can we do better? Like me, I look around, I just see the constant rise in the levels of mental health issues with everyone, young and old. We're doing more now than we ever have to help, and it seems like the numbers just keep going up. How is this stuff happening? Why are things the way they are? How do we make things better? How do we make ourselves better? I think Mike hit on it. Mike hit it. The answers can't be found by looking down on our phones. We got to look up, okay? If we look to God and His Word, He will truly show us what is up. I still think, and you can test me on it, the Bible gives the best answers and the best explanations for why the world is the way it is and why we are the way we are. Yeah, we mess up too sometimes. Don't kid yourself. Come on. Have some humility. If you need more help or you want to know more, you can join me any Sunday at FBC in Dunkerton or online on our Facebook page if you're not in the area. You can email me, whatisuppodcast@gmail.com. I'll personally share the gospel with you so you can know for sure that God is real, that He loves you, and He wants a relationship with you. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done or what you're doing or where you've been, He wants a relationship with you. That's why we were created. But we have to choose Him. That's where the hope and the joy and the peace, the best things in life that we all want, that's where it comes from. If you haven't figured it out by now, there's nothing on this earth that will satisfy us completely, permanently. It's all gonna let us down. There's nothing else we can put our hope in. There's no person. There's no trick shot guy. There's no podcaster. There's no government philosophy, no president, no teacher or preacher. We got to look up. So if you're listening or watching on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, be sure to follow, subscribe, leave that 5-star review, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought of this episode. Then let your opinion be heard by answering our poll question. Or if you're watching in high definition on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment there too. Let us know if you're from the Indiana Fever or the NCAA and you want to book Mike, just leave it in the comment section. I'll get you in touch with him.
He'll get hold of me. That'd be perfect. Yeah.
I welcome feedback, comments, questions, even criticism. I'll take it. It's something I'm working on this year. Take criticism better when it does come. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Just take it. Grow with it. Help me hit my goal this year by doubling my subscribers and followers on every single platform. That's my goal. Help me hit it by sharing with everyone you know. If you liked what you heard here today or what you watched here today, share it. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope it encouraged you. You encourage me by supporting me. Lord willing, I'll talk to you on the next one.